Right. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, I'm going to explain about rotation. We have already studied translation, transformation, and reflection. And you have requested me to explain the question in rotation, right? So to understand this concept, I have inserted two pictures over here. So if you look at the first picture, there are two curved arrow marks, yeah? So it indicates something is rotating in this direction. And if you look at the second picture, a disk. A disk is rotating in this direction along this axis. So this is called axis of rotation. Axis of rotation, right? So let me go to the next slide to tell you what actually rotation is. So here I have given two definitions for the term rotation. The first one is the action of an object moving in a circle around a central fixed point, right? So here I have underlined two main or important phrases or terms that you have to include in your definition, right? So actually, this is not for examination purposes, just to make you understand about rotation, I have given these definitions, right? The action, actually, nobody will ask in your examination what rotation means, but you have to understand, right? So the action of an object moving in a circle around a central fixed point. So this is one definition. So if you look at an example, the daily rotation of the earth on its axis. So keeping this axis as fixed, the world is rotating. So this is called the daily rotation of the earth on its axis. And the second one is one complete movement in a circle around a fixed point. So here also around a fixed point. So rotation can occur around a fixed point only. So there should be a fixed point. Okay. Right. Now this switch controls the number of rotations per minute. So if you look at this example, what does this say? So there is a switch, and for example, when a fan is swinging, we can increase or decrease the speed of the fan with the help of a switch. So it will control the number of rotation that is occurring per minute. Okay, that's all. And with that information, let me bring you to the next slide. So we are going to study rotation in mathematics. So if you look at this picture now, okay, right. Now this is an object. Let's say this pre-image is object. Pre-image means this is image. So we have already studied in physics also, yeah. So let's say this is mirror. This is mirror. Okay. So this is mirror. And let's say there is an object over here. So the image of the object will be formed. Actually, the size of the image should be equal to the size of the object. So let me erase this and okay. So the image of the object will be formed behind the mirror. And you know that the distance between this image, this object and the mirror will be equal to the distance between the object, the image and the mirror as well, right? So this is pre-image. We can say this as object as well, object, right? This is object and this is image. So originally the figure or the shape is here. After rotation, it has come to this position. So this is the angle of rotation. So you can see the arrow mark. So we are starting from here and ultimately it comes here, right? So this is called the angle of rotation, and this point is called center of rotation. This is called center of rotation. So there are two terms actually. This is center of rotation. Okay, right. And this is angle of rotation. Okay, I will bring you to an example in the next slide. Okay, right. Now, if you look at this example, right. If you look at this example, let's say this is the pre-image. This is the pre-image, and this object is rotated clockwise through 90 degree. So let's say this is the object or pre-image, and this is image. This is image after rotation. So the pre-image here, the pre-image is rotated by 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, clockwise. So you have to know the direction. So actually there are two directions. So clockwise and anti-clockwise. So if it is rotating in this way, it is called clockwise. And if it is rotating in this way, this is called anti-clockwise. Okay. So this is clockwise. And this is anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise. Okay, right. So actually, if you take a clock, it will the hands of the clock will rotate in this direction. So that's why we call clockwise. And the opposite of clockwise is called anti-clockwise. Normally, anti means opposite. Right? Okay. Right. Now this is the okay. Now the image or the pre-image is here, and the image has become here. So we have already studied about translation as well. So translation means there is no movement in the angle. Only the linear movement will be there. For example, the orientation has changed here. Through rotation, the orientation of the object will change, whereas the orientation will not change in the translation. For example, let's say this pre-image is translated by this 2, 2. So this is translated. Okay. So if it is like this, we will say through x-axis or along x-axis, the pre-image is moving 2 units right side, and this indicates through y-axis, this pre-image is moving 2 units upwards, right? So if I am drawing like for this, if I am drawing the intermediate position for this translation, so let me consider this point. So this point has moved 1, 2. Okay, so this point will come here, and this point 1, 2. So this has come here, and this point 1, 2, right? So this has come here. So all the 3 points in the triangle has moved. So if I am merging these 3 lines, this is the intermediate position after moving along x-axis. Then again, I don't have space to draw here. So I'm just going to consider these 2 lines. So it is moving. The points are moving 2 units upwards. So this point is coming 1, 2 here. And this point is coming 1, 2 here. And this point will move 2 units upwards, because I don't know where exactly I have to mark, because the y-axis has only numbered till 5. So, okay. Now this will be, if I am merging this line and this line, then this will be like this. So this is translation. We are not going to look at this because we have already studied about it, right? So here, let's say this is the pre-image and this is the image, right? And this, okay, now the rotation occurs based on this fixed point. So this origin is the center of rotation. So this is the center of rotation. This is the center of rotation. And if you look at this one, we are going to calculate or determine the angle through which the rotation occurs, right? Now, okay. Now this line, okay, now we are going to draw a line between the points in the figure and the center of rotation. So this line is confined by four boxes. Four boxes. Okay, four boxes. So, and again, this box, again, okay, now after rotation, the object has come here. So, I'm going to consider the corresponding point for this point. So, the corresponding point for this point is this. I mean, this point has actually come here. So, this point and this point are same. So, after rotation, the pre-image will not be here. Totally it has come here. So if I am drawing a line between this point and this center of rotation, that line is also confined by four boxes because the distance should be the same. So only the angle is changing. Okay, so if you measure this angle, it should be equal to 90 degree, right? So because we can form a square like this. So in a square, so all the distance, all the lengths of each side is equal. So it forms a square. It forms a square. So this angle should be equal to 90 degrees. So we have studied about tracing paper, about using tracing paper. So in your examination, I don't think it will be easy to use tracing paper and find out the position after rotation because I will just explain how to do that. So let's say we have to place a tracing paper. Tracing paper is actually a transparent paper through which you can be able to see the figure in the the coordinate grid. So here you are going to trace the object using the pencil. Okay, so this is pre-image and we have to translate it through 90 degree clockwise. So, and this is the center of rotation. They will mention the center of rotation as well. So you have to just slightly press your pencil point on this center of rotation and rotate the paper through 90 degree. So if you rotate the paper through 90 degree, so the tracing of the figure also will move and it will come here. So it will come here. So again, you have to just draw the figure and if you press, if you roughly press and draw the triangle, it will be appearing on the grid as well. So after removing it, you can draw the image of this pre-image, but this might be a bit difficult in your examination. So what you can do is, I will explain you the next question, what you have to do. Okay, now we have already discussed this question. Okay, so I don't think I have to explain this part because I have already discussed this. So let me explain the second part. So rotation of 90 degree clockwise. So they are mentioning the angle is 90 degree and clockwise, and center is also mentioned. Center is also mentioned. So center is 3, 3. So first I have to mark the center of rotation, 3, 3. So this is the center of rotation. Okay. Now I'm going to consider each and every point. Okay. So I'm going to, okay, there are 3 points in the triangle. So let me use different colors. Okay. So I'm going to consider this point first. This point first. So I'm going to merge or join these 2 points. And if I rotate the object right 90 degree clockwise, this point also will rotate, and this point also will rotate, this point also will rotate. Okay, so if this point is rotating clockwise 90 degree, then the distance between the point and the center of rotation shouldn't change. Okay, so this line is rotating. Actually, this line is rotating. So if I am rotating it 90-degree clockwise, it will come here. Okay, now this point has come here. This point has come here, but the cells in the coordinate grids are supposed to be square, but it appears to be a rectangle. Okay, anyhow, so this point has come here, right? Then I'm going to consider the second point. I'm going to consider the second point. Yeah. So I'm going to consider this point. So this point and this point. So this point and this point, if I merge these 2 points, this line is confined by one cell. So if I am rotating 90-degree, so this line will come here, right? So this line will come here. So this line is rotated clockwise through 90-degree. So it should be 90-degree. If this is square only, we can measure. Otherwise, we have to use a protractor. Otherwise, if the grid cells are square, we don't need to use protractor. Just by counting the number of cells by which the line is confined, we can determine the angle. So this is 90-degree. So this point is going to come here. Okay, right after rotation. Then again, let me use a different color to indicate the third point. So this is the third point. So if I am merging these 2 points, this line is confined by 4 boxes. So after rotation, this also will rotate and it will come here. So I am rotating this line through 90 degrees. So it will come here. So this will come here. So after rotation, I have found out the new position of each point or each vertices in the triangle. So this is the first vertex, and this is the second vertex, and this is the third vertex. So if I am joining these points, I will find out the position after rotation. So this will be the, let me use different color. Right. So color didn't. Okay, let me use black color. So this will be the new position after rotation. Then they are telling after the rotation, there is a translation. -1, -1. So this is a column vector which indicates the first letter indicates or first number indicates the movement along x-axis and the second number indicates movement along y-axis. So -1 means along x-axis along x-axis right side. So this point is going to move right side by this unit. So let me, okay. Now up to which you have understood rotation to, okay, without messing up, I will explain. For that, let me erase other things. So, okay. Right. Now this is the intermediate position of the image, the pre-image A. So here, -1. So this point is going to move 1 unit left side. So this will come here, and this also will come here, and this also will come here. So again, this is also an intermediate position, not the final position of this condition, okay, of this entire condition, right? Again, -1 means downwards along y-axis. So this will come here, and this will come here, and this will come here. So let me use a different color. Okay. Now this point and this point and this point. So I have to merge these 3 points. So this is the image C. So they are telling label the image. So after all the rotation and translation, the image C will appear. So this is the image C. I hope I have explained this question clearly, and you can use this method without using a tracing paper, because yeah, if you can use a tracing paper, then it's fine. But if you can't find a tracing paper in the examination, you can easily use this method. Thank you.